Hello and welcome. My name is Erin Kurt and this is The Elegant Life. Now, let me ask you something. Prosperity, abundance, dreams coming true, desires fulfilled. Does that sound like something that you would love, that you're kind of frustrated with now, that you've had and experienced, but now you're on to new ones? What's your relationship with prosperity, dreams being filled, and abundance? Well, that's the topic of today because a lot of women come to me for that very aspect. And sometimes, let me be really open with you here. I stand here in gratitude, I sit here in gratitude and a little bit of shock and amazement that it's me on this side of the camera now talking about this kind of stuff, because I'm about to share with you a journey that I went on that led me to where I am now, and I'm going to show you something so extraordinary. I hope I don't cry. And I want you to know that this whole formula and process of you manifesting your desires, and whatever area of your life that is absolutely 100% possible. I just really want you to know that I am not special or unique. I am just someone who was so totally committed to cracking the code on this whole thing because I knew it had to be easier than I was experiencing in my life. And if that sounds interesting to you, then this is what this whole video is about, so come along. So I want to share a story with you because it'll have great meaning in just a few minutes, okay? Many of us have desires and dreams, but in our conscious mind, we can't even see how any of what we desire or dream could be possible. And what I need you to know and understand is that literally the most outstanding, shocking things can be possible for you if you learn to understand how this universe really works and then you apply it. I want to take you back to a time period that I was a school teacher in Canada, and there was spring break. And all of my students, because I worked at a very upscale private school, all the students were going away for these wonderful spring break holidays. And when they came back from there, they were sharing with me all of their holidays. And I was so excited for them, and I loved hearing about their holidays. But one boy in particular came right up to my desk and said, "Look at all my pictures." He was a boy whose father took him all the way from Canada to Dubai. And they stayed at the Atlantis Hotel. And I had always heard about the Atlantis Hotel and everything about Dubai and swimming with the dolphins, particularly at the Atlantis. So this made a huge impact on me because I was not able to afford to go on any spring break vacation. It was just not in the cards for me. And the fact that everybody came back and they were all tanned and they all had such a nice time made me feel sad. But this one story about the Atlantis really hit me because the things he was telling me that they did, the pictures I could see, was exactly how my soul desired to experience life. So after I saw this, I thought, how in the world am I going to have that kind of experience in my life? I could not see the possibility of it. Not the flight, staying at the Atlantis Hotel. I mean, it's just not an option. How was that ever going to happen? And that question of why and how is the biggest mistake that we get ourselves stuck into. I stayed there for years. And did it serve me? Did it move me ahead? No. And I love to quote that Dr. Phil quote, you know, how's that working for you? Because that wasn't working for me. It was always just making me feel worse. Now, you may have a desire. It may be to have your best body, but you don't see how. You might desire to have full and utter health and vitality when you are currently living in a state of maybe pain, discomfort, something, and you can't even comprehend how you could ever feel good again. You might be in a loveless marriage, a passionless marriage. You might think, how am I ever, with my children, going to get into a relationship that feels like the one my soul is so desiring? How am I going to support myself? How? And this is where we can't stop. Because I'll tell you, if I stayed there, it would have been a dream forever. This year, I was doing what I know to do, which is following my Art of Living Elegantly process on a daily basis. And when my husband and I decided that we wanted to live in an apartment, we were done with the villa life. The apartment life we knew in the marina area of Dubai was the way we wanted to live. So we started to go look around and find out which building was the one, you know? So we spent months going around looking, and we found this one building that just was like, this is it. The finishings were great, the floor to ceiling windows, the terrace was massive. I mean, no place in the marina has a massive terrace, but this place did. And the views, well, I'll get to that in a second. Just stay tuned, because I'm going to show you the view and why that's so important. But it came time to when we were supposed to move. Now, this was just before spring break. And here in Dubai, you have to wait till the very last minute to find a place, because they don't hold on to properties for you. Things just go like this. So landlords don't care. If you can only move in 2 months, no, they'll find someone else who will come and take it in 1 week. So you have to really only find a property very close to the date you're going to move in. So anyway, we started looking at least in March, and nothing was becoming available. Even at the beginning of April, nothing available. And we're supposed to move in at the end of April. So if I would have been the old Erin, is this anxiety that could come through. What if nothing in that building comes up? Where are we going to look? We haven't found anything that lights our souls up. Oh no. And you can go down that rabbit hole, right? But no. Using my process, the Art of Living Elegantly teaches you how to live your life in a very different way. So I said, sweetie, we have to do that. So we set our intention as to exactly what we wanted, and then we followed through with the other steps, and we also did the elegant clearing process, which is so important to do when you have a desire, because you want to clear on anything that may block that from even being able to come into your life. So we just continued clearing, and I had full trust and faith in my heart and soul that if this was not the place, then there would be another place that was even better for us. So we did that. Well, one of the steps in the Art of Living Elegantly is to stay back in surrender and await divine inspiration, and how to know when it's divine inspiration and when it's not. So there was divine inspiration that came to me to do something that I didn't really want to do. The people at my son's school had asked me, because they know that I'm a former teacher, that if I could come in and take over this one class for a little bit. And I didn't want to do it. I was quite busy, but I did it. And I just followed that divine inspiration. Well, one day I was collecting some sheets, and they had addresses of some of the students on there. And so I looked at this, and one of the students had an address of the building right beside the one we wanted. And we were going to look at a property in there after school that day. So I said, oh, to this little girl, oh, we're coming to look at a place in your building this afternoon. And she came up to me and she tilted her head and said it exactly like this, in the most wise way. My mummy has something even better for you. And I said, oh, really? So what's that? She said, my mommy's coming to pick me up after school. You can talk to her. So after school, I went down and I spoke with her. And where do you think that was? Yes, in the building that we wanted, literally on the floor that we desired, to have the views that we wanted. And now I want to show you why this particular property is so, so important for us. Okay, ladies, this is one view that I have of the marina. So it's just stunning. But can I just show you? Now it's a bit of a foggy day, but what is that? That is the Atlantis Hotel. That is where we get to swim with the dolphins. That is my view from even my bedroom window. And I look at that every night I go to sleep and every morning when I wake up. So everybody, look. There is no way I could have even imagined this circumstance happening. No way possible. Let alone when I was a school teacher and someone would say, Erin, you're actually going to live in Dubai and you're actually going to live in a property and you're actually going to wake up in the morning and the Atlantis will be your view. And actually you will be abundantly taken care of so that you can afford to go to the Atlantis when you want. You can swim with the dolphins as many times as you want. If I had gone to a psychic or something and they had told me that, I would have really hoped that they're true, but I never would have believed them. How was I, this school teacher with my husband, gonna get here? And how were we going to be financially able to do that? Remember what I said. You don't worry about the how. You just concern yourself with doing what I learned and do now and teach all of my personal clients, or if you want, through the Art of Living Elegantly and the Elegant Clearing process, this is available to you. The opportunity for you to live out your life's desires in an elegant way without having to figure out the how, without having to work hard, without having to know somebody. That will all happen for you so beautifully, so elegantly. And this is just yet one example. I could list example after example of my clients, of me, myself in my life. This is possible for you. And now all that's here is an opportunity to invite you. You have to lean into this though. If you want your life to change, you have to start doing things differently than you're doing them now, because it's not working for you right now. It's not flowing enough. And you have right now an opportunity to lean into that. So I'll put details below, links below as to what those things that you could lean into could be. And then just listen to divine inspiration and follow them. It may be one of those things and it may be something different. But lean into them now and have faith, as my situation is. Didn't think it was ever going to happen, be possible, and it is. And it can be for you too. We will see you next week.